What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Well, I particularly got a tonneau cover on my vehicle for a reason, and I got the BakFlip MX4 TS cover, and TS stands for T-slot. This way I have the availability to mount a full ladder rack if I need to that works with the T-slot systems, or crossbars. So we are going to mount crossbars for now. Who knows, I may go into a full ladder rack later. You know, I change things left and right. But for right now, we are mounting crossbars. And the reason why I'm mounting crossbars is for another particular reason, and that'll be the next video after this. We are mounting the VooDoo Fabrications 5-inch Pro XE crossbars on this tonneau cover. So let's get into the installation, and I'll tell you a reason why I chose these crossbars. So I want to start off by saying the packaging on this VooDoo crossbar setup came awesome. From the uprights, which are made out of powder coated steel, to the black powder coated aluminum extrusion crossbars. These are aluminum, the uprights are steel, both powder coated. These crossbars came super wrapped. They had the ends protected inside the box. The box was protected on the end, so it came packaged very well. I didn't take you through that whole unpackaging thing because I think that's a waste of everybody's time to watch people unpackage stuff on YouTube, but whatever, to each their own, right? But this came very well packaged. So you can see the crossbars are square. They have T-slot, 2 on the top, 1 on the side. 2 on the bottom, 1 on the side. So you have a lot of T-slot to mount all sorts of accessories, from yak attack stuff if you kayak fish like me, or anything that mounts on the T-slot, or any channel nut that you can put in here. You can mount all sorts of things to this. I'm probably going to mount some lights to these. I'm going to do all sorts of things, but I like this because they're flat. Now, previously I've had Yakima HD overhaul HD rack. You know, I had T-slot in the top and the bottom and everything, but they were more rounded. I like these square bars, and there's a reason why I bought square this time, because like I said, you'll see that in the next video. But I like the flat. You know, flat, it makes it so much easier to mount things, and it's flat. It just makes everything easier to mount. So, and I just like all the availability on all the T-slot all the way around this. So like I said, the crossbars are aluminum, heavy duty aluminum, and the uprights are black steel. You want that good support. Even though I'm not on a T-slot on the tonneau cover, well, make sure your tonneau cover is, you know, really tight, and make sure you're secured with that, which ours is. When I did the install on that tonneau cover, I just said go back and just double check your, you know, connections for the track on the actual your pickup truck every now and then. Just make sure they're tight. But we're gonna get into the install of this, and we're gonna have some fun with this, guys. So you can see on this cover I have the T-slot all the way down. And you can see where this cover will actually fold up against the back of my window. And you can see there's this little void right here that's kind of available to like not fold. It stays stationary. So I'm gonna have 1 bar mounted here. So if I want to take another bar off, I could still fold this cover all the way against the window and not have an issue. But I like that fact here. And I did a lot of research and everything else, so I want to make sure that I can leave at least 1 bar on here at all times. This way, if I want to mount a light on top of this bar, it's always there, and I have to take this one off. But being this is T-slot the whole way down, you know, I can take these bars on and off real easy. I can slide them back and forth real easy, and all I got to do is just remove this little screw here at the end of this cover. So we're going to remove this screw. We're going to slide in the hardware that comes with this. Now the hardware itself is different for everybody's application, but it's pretty much self-explanatory. All the hardware, you got your larger T-nuts here, which go inside the bars themselves. You got your black hardware to go on, and then there's also end caps. You can either just push in some like plastic push-ins, or they come with screws, so you can screw the end caps on when we're done. So I remove the end caps off the cover. I'm sliding in the hardware I need to mount my actual uprights onto the cover. So we're getting that in there. Like I said, everybody's application is different. You know, he makes VooDoo Fabrication makes different applications where you can actually have a trifold tonneau cover on here, and it actually has like the uprights that go slide underneath your back, you know, like a backflip type of cover, and kind of goes down the side and mounts in. We're mounting on top, so everybody's hardware and stuff's different. But we're sliding in our hardware. We're going to mount 1 bar literally right here, and then the other bar is going to be really close, and you're going to find out in the next video why. So we're going to mount our first upright on top of the hardware here, and what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to keep these close, and I'm going to get them set up for what I'm going to be mounting on here next. But I'm not going to show you why I'm mounting that close until the next video, just because I don't want to give that away. So we're going to check here. So far everything's been standard on the cover. Now if this is standard or metric Allen keys on here, seems like it's standard. So we're going to get a tape measure. We're going to get this lined up as far as we can move it down. and still be behind this little lip that folds up here. So it looks like about right there as far as I can go anyway. So I probably don't need a tape measure. I'm going to get this one set. I'm going to get the one set on the other side as well. And then we'll mount that crossbar. And you can see I got the flat side sticking out. And what's cool about this too is that later on with this flat side here, I can mount some molly panels that he sells as well. Mount on the side of these uprights, which would be kind of cool as well for just like little accessories, etc. So we're going to get the other one mounted on the other side. So I ended up bringing out my T-handles because let's operate like human beings and do this a little faster. I wouldn't use a ratchet on it. I mean, just because I think hand tighten is good. I think sometimes with a ratchet or a drill with this kind of situation, I think you can over tighten it and end up breaking something. So I just rather do all this by hand, you know, no ratchet. Just, it's not that many threads just to tighten everything down. So let's see how straight these uprights are. So I should be able to literally just come in here and slide these in. It's gonna push my nuts all the way back. I'm going to slide them out and put it to the other side. That was my bad. Should have put these in later. So now we're going to get a tape measure, make sure it's the same distance off the back of the truck here, and then also the same distance on the side here as well. The overhang here, we'll make sure that's all lined up, and then we're going to tighten these up. All right, so we're going to tighten this stuff up now. And this one bar will be installed minus the end caps. So on a good note, all the hardware, and you can see the T-nut inside there, we're just sliding up. All the hardware is 3/16 Allen key heads. So it's all the same, which makes the install super easy. Like if I wasn't filming this, I could probably literally have this cover, this one bar installed, if I had to guess, maybe less than 10 minutes each bar. So we're gonna get this one snugged up so it doesn't move on us. Snug up the other side. So the only thing that's left is the end caps. So you got the end caps that cover the end of this. Now they come with a little push button and like those things, but you know, over time, I just feel like they'll come out, or it comes with screws you can put in it. So we're gonna put screws in it just because I know all the vibration, these will probably come loose and end up losing it. So they give you screws, and one good thing about these screws at the end too, to being it's screwed at the end, is that now later on I can mount accessories on the side of this bar too using these screws. Once again, 3/16 Allen key. Make sure everything is snugged. All right guys, that's the first bar installed. We're going to install the second bar now, so I'm not going to take you through that, but I'll show you where it's at the end. All right, ladies and gents, I got them both mounted. You can see they're nice and sturdy, and when you mount things across there, it's even going to tighten everything up all together as one unit basically. But yes, I do have them extremely close, but they came out really nice. 5 inches low profile, and he makes higher ones too. He makes ones for different tonneau cover situations, but this is mounted on the T-slot on the BakFlip MX4 TS cover. Just had to remember that. You can see how nice this looks overall. And then I can also mount different accessories to this later. You can see there's square holes there, so you can do more carriage bolts. And I'm just thinking of all the things I can mount to. So there's other ones out there on the market, almost look identical or kind of close. Everybody does their own like little, you know, how their uprights look and all that stuff. For what these are, aluminum, steel uprights. That's how they're all pretty much made. They're gonna meet my needs. What I'm looking for. I like the thickness of them, how wide they are, and being square. And also the KB VooDoo Fabrications. These bars are cheaper than all the other ones out there on the market. Now there's ones that are cheaper than these, but they're all metal. They're not aluminum. I looked at those as well. But this KB VooDoo Fabrications, I'll leave a link in the description to these particular ones. You know, somebody here made in the USA. And that's what's important to me, and that's why we chose these over any like Chinese ones. I just like the way these look and how they are with the 5-inch profile. And he makes higher ones too, and he makes full racks and everything. So just go check out his website and you can go have some fun on there. And like I said, I can always do like little molly panels here on the side. So that's about it, guys. So if you want to know why I mounted these so close, I'm going to tell you on the next episode. So as always, guys, I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. See you guys soon.